Hello and welcome to another update video about Adaah. Well, on the Adaah chart, this WXY pattern here to the downside is still unfolding most likely. Okay, I see it still as an unfolding corrective structure. I could also call it an ABC structure with a C wave and ending diagonal. Both valid, but for an ending diagonal, the subwaves don't really align very well. So I stick to a WXY, but it's a very, very messy structure. I don't rely on that micro count to be predictive at all. It's more to understand, okay, we still have the potential for one more low, possibly in wave C of Y of B. So you see it's quite a messy structure. Might even call it a WXYXZ pattern, but even then, maybe one more low could happen. Does it matter so much how I label it? Not so much. They're all corrective structures. There are surely different interpretations that apply here. What it's not an impulse to the downside. Okay, so it's not an impulse to the downside. So that means it's, in my opinion, either in the white count that we're following, this B wave that's currently unfolding after an A wave topped early in March, then here a B wave pullback into the yellow support zone, and then a C wave rally could start from there. And I said to you before, there are two more support levels left here, 55.7 cents and 50.5 cents. Below 50.5, if we get a sustained break, I cannot lean anymore towards the white count. At the moment, I find it just a little more likely, but very balanced probabilities on this chart. It just hasn't done much in recent weeks. Okay, so the situation just hasn't changed. So if I repeat myself, it is what it is. Yeah. But I get hate emails if I don't cover Adaah at least once a day. That's just joking. No, but people ask, what's going on. Yeah, I did. Well, it was a couple of days ago. I made this Adaah video very late, and someone like that's inhumane or something that it's at this time, Anyway, so yeah, I can't really say. So the support area hasn't changed in weeks, but it could also be in the green count, and that takes us to the alternative scenario. It could be in the green count, the A wave to the downside of a larger correction. But either way, it appears likely that we should get a bounce from this region. So if it's the green count, a larger 5-wave move topped here. At the moment in the white count, I would like to see one more extension, but it's reasonable to assume that we might have already topped. But then the move down, it's possibly this A wave here, which is a WXY structure as well. Then we could get a B wave rally and then a C wave down. That B wave rally might not go as far as the white C wave. So that's the difference. And the move up would only be a 3-wave move instead of a 5-wave move. And then we could get a C wave down in the green count. Yeah? So an ABC structure. But also there, it appears likely that we could get a bounce from here, from this region. Yeah. For the following reasons. So obviously it might be a little bit below that, but the 50-cent level is also here relevant, 49.3 cents. It's a 38.2 retracement level, and maybe the A wave will form a bounce or bounce from there, around 50 cents. That's just one point to mention. Also, we're moving in a descending wedge. These tend to break to the upside. Of course, we never know, but they tend to break to the upside. And then also, if I look at maybe the daily chart, let's see if we see anything. I was just trying to say it looks a bit like a bullish divergence, but not on the daily chart yet. Not on the daily chart yet. But it might give us a divergence if it forms one more low. But maybe more on the 4-hour. Here we have the potential for bullish divergences. It's also not very visible yet, to be honest. But if it forms one more low, it might end here with a bullish divergence, and then one more, maybe slightly lower low, and then we could reverse and use that divergence also for, as support for this bottoming structure, basically. But divergences are indicators only, okay? Price action always leads. So looks as if we could get this C wave down, and it might target 50 cents. So I'm not too confident about the wedge pattern. This is, I don't know, it looks as if it might break, so then it might take us to 50 cents. But so I'd rather use the fib levels more, and they're more reliable than just the trend line. But I add the trend line because it means that we might get additional support around the 55.7 cent level. So not much more I could add here. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, Make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.